Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an all-new reaction and review. Tonight, guys, I'm taking a look at another musical. Yes, I actually have been doing a lot of these lately, so this really shouldn't even be a shock. Perhaps maybe I should have saved all of these and just done a theme month. But hey, it really doesn't matter because, you know, musicals are sometimes a nice little, change of pace. So, tonight's film is a musical from 1982. Called Pink Floyd, The Wall. Now, I have a small confession to make, guys. I really haven't listened to a lot of Pink Floyd. I can really only name 2 songs of theirs I've heard, and those are Another Brick in the Wall, Part 2, and Money. That's it. I know one of those songs is from The Wall, the other one is from Dark Side of the Moon, but I've never actually gotten to listen to their stuff on a regular basis. Since this one is based entirely on their Wall album, because, well, it was sort of like a concept album, all that kind of happy horse shit, I'm going to get a chance to actually hear every song from that album, in theory. Let's hope. So, and for those of you who were curious, and those 2 songs I have heard from them, Brick in the Wall and Money, are both really good, and I have wanted to listen to more Pink Floyd. Now I have my chance. I don't really know if this movie is going to be any good, but that actually is the point of this series, is because I don't have a fucking clue. I'm going to dive right into this thing. Its runtime is only about 95 minutes, so this should be fun. Because, hey, I actually have always been a little bit of a, rock... I've always been a little bit of a rock guy, and this is a rock musical. It should go together like chocolate and peanut butter, but hey, let's just see. So, without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Pink Floyd, The Wall. Alright, I think I really should mention this. I have no fucking clue what in the hell is going on. I genuinely am totally lost here. I'm kind of hoping that everything's able to meet up at some point and start to make some semblance of sense. Okay, so this kid was just putting bullets on the train tracks. Why the fuck would you put bullets on the train tracks? That just sounds stupid as shit. Okay, and that faceless look I just saw was kind of creepy. Okay. I'm still wondering why the fuck you put bullets on the train tracks. That seems kind of reckless and stupid to me. Okay. You know, when I started watching this, I never thought I'd see flowers having sex. Now they're turning into like a blob of... Never mind, now they're skulls fighting. Okay. It's different, it's kind of cool, and I will say that it is some of the best animation I've seen in a long time. Still, though, never really thought I'd see something like this when I was getting into The Wall. Just thought I'd mention. Alright, I would kind of like to mention this. I don't think I've ever seen anybody trash a hotel room, at least this looks like a hotel room, in such a wussy fashion. Like, seriously. Like, that was probably the pansiest, thrashing of a hotel room I have ever seen. I actually was kind of expecting more, I guess. Okay, folks. I now never have to say that I've never seen a movie where somebody has bleeding fucking nipples, alright? I never wanted to see bleeding nipples, but fucking A, I just saw bleeding nipples. Minute. Is that Bob Hoskins? Holy fuck it is! Bob Hoskins is in this! Why the fuck would he be in something this dull? Bob Hoskins usually had better taste than this. Then again, this was 1982. It's probably early in his fucking career. And so far, even though honestly you can't hear him, he looks to be giving the best performance in this film. Jesus Christ, man. Okay, I'm going to assume that this actually is Bob, that this is really Bob Geldof singing. His singing fucking sucks. I just wanted to mention that. Because, well, listen to that shit. That is fucking horrible. Oh boy, folks, we now have a singing anus who has a scrotum for a chin. So this film has given me bleeding nipples and a singing asshole. That's probably some of the most unique shit I have ever seen. Alright, folks, that was The Room. Oh boy. We pop this thing out. Time to discuss. Alright, I thought I'd push the eject button. There we go. Alright. Time to discuss this thing. Well, first of all, seeing as how it was a musical, I guess the first thing to really talk about is music. And I stated earlier that I'm not really the biggest, or correction, I really am not the biggest fan of Pink Floyd, so much so that I've never even had a chance to really listen to it. God damn it, all this cover sucks. Yeah, guys, the DVD just lets you know it's one of these irritating, like, slip cover deals. I hate these things. Because, anyway, I have never really been a huge fan, and that's mainly because I've never had a chance to listen to a whole lot of their music. Well, after listening to what is essentially one of their albums, I'm still not a huge fan. The music was okay, the music was good, but there really wasn't anything there that I would genuinely say was fantastic. There was nothing here that was going to blow my mind, like, at all. So, that actually is kind of sort of the first big fault with this film is I just cannot see myself, watching it a second time. I really just can't. Now, let's talk about the story. There is no fucking story. Allow me to attempt to explain the story to you. Pink, our main character, I am just going to assume, because they don't tell you a fucking thing. In fact, I should mention, Pink is the only character who has a name, and the only thing which is there, which is even close to, which is close to developing him is, his name is Pink, and at one point in school he was writing poems. That's it. That is it for character depth. Okay, basically, it's him, again, this is just a theory, having a really bad drug trip, and we basically are seeing the last things he sees before finally dying. He has lived an entire life being just, isolated and alone, and anytime somebody attempts to get close to him, he takes it out on his hotel room. That's it. Oh, and also his poems have since become songs, and now I guess he's like a famous musician or some such shit. Again, nothing here is actually explained. You basically have to try to piece everything together as you're watching. It would probably make a lot more sense if I were to watch it a second time, but see, that actually is kind of the catch. I would have to want to watch this thing a second time, and I don't. Because I didn't find any joy in watching this. Now, I have mentioned in previous episodes symbolism. I have talked about how a lot of films I have covered do not know how to do symbolism properly, because none of them know how to do it in any sort of a subtle fashion. And I thought that the worst offender was the Doom generation, where literally the message of the film is very loudly announced on very gaudy-looking posters tacked up on every wall inside of every building, and whenever they happen to buy anything, it always comes up to $6.66. I seriously thought that you couldn't do symbolism worse. Until I watched this. In fucking lieu of actually giving you a story, they basically are looking at the viewer going, okay, we actually aren't giving you much, but look, a wall, look, hammers, look, crosses, look, titties. We have nothing. We are just gonna give you mommy issues and Nazi shit and walls. Have fun. I wish I was kidding. But that really is all that this film gives you. It gives you music that is passable. It gives you tons of symbolism instead of giving you a story. Essentially, folks, what this film was it was a series of music videos. And if you were to break it down as just that, then it might be fine. Because there actually were a couple of segments which were somewhat decent. Such as the final segment. Speaking of that, the final segment was actually one of the few animated sequences. And I would like to say that the animation in this film is stunning. It really is. In fact, you could probably go on to YouTube here and you can probably find the segments. In fact, I believe somebody once actually tried to send me the closing sequence. But I actually kind of knew I was going to be covering this at some point, so I didn't watch it. You can probably find that one on fucking YouTube. Go ahead, watch it. That is probably the best song and the best moment in the entire film. So yeah, I mean, it is somewhat sad when the best part of a musical is the scene with the singing anus. But yeah, that actually is the case with this movie. I am just trying to think if there are any other positives besides that one sequence and the fantastic animation and the few other halfway decent songs I found in the film. Well, seeing as in how there's almost no fucking dialogue, there really is nothing even close to acting unless you want to count when everybody is, pantomiming shit. At which point, best actor in the film goes immediately to Bob Hoskins, because Bob Hoskins can pretty much take anything and make it good. However, in this case, no. He actually was able to put out a halfway decent performance for the minute and a half that he is on camera, but it's not enough to save the film because our lead actor has zero personality, and that's partially because the character that he was asked to play has all of the personality of a piss puddle. So really, I cannot blame the actors here because that fucking script was pig shit. All right, I'm just going to tell you, the writing sucked. All right, camera work was fine. Direction, I guess, was basically about as good as we were going to get. Again, working off of that god awful script. Really, about the only people I could possibly recommend this to. The only people I could recommend this film to are Pink Floyd fans. And you would have to be a die-hard Pink Floyd fan, and at that point, you probably have already watched this. In fact, if you are a big-time fan of Pink Floyd, you probably already own this thing. So I don't know why the hell you're watching a fucking review of it. As for me, I was really curious about it. I watched it, and I'm happy that I finally got to watch it, but I'm never going to watch it again. Once on this film was my personal limit. Now, this movie came off of the Amazon wish list, and it came from a man whose YouTube screen name is Medio Surreal, and you are going to be hearing his name a lot. He sent in about 18 movies. I believe this is the second one from him that I have covered. So yeah, you are going to be hearing his name quite a lot. Dude, you sent me. Well, actually, I honestly am not able to bitch at you because, well, once more, I was sort of curious about it, and now I'm no longer curious. This movie sucked. So, yeah. So yeah, the plus side is I finally got to watch it. The fucking bad side to that is I hated it. So I am going to go and find a decent movie, or just go find something decent to do with my time. I just want to block out the memories of watching this thing. So yes, folks, with that, we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.